Who's ready for an adventure? Good morning. Today should be the last day here at camp. Got a bit of a red sunrise, which makes me a little bit nervous, but gonna go ahead and start packing up camp, get some breakfast in me, and hopefully get on the water pretty early and avoid any sort of strong winds that I might be battling otherwise. I was lucky in that I caught all those fish a couple days ago because aside from being well fed, I also have leftovers from yesterday that I'm going to have for breakfast, and then 2 fish tethered that I will clean and bring with me, one for lunch, one for dinner. So that takes a bit of stress off my day and makes things a lot easier for me. So without any further ado, I'm going to get active because I don't want to leave that red sky and risk getting rained on. Camp is now pretty much broken down with the exception of my shelter. I just cleaned the 2 bass that I have remaining. I'm going to cook them now while I take down the shelter, make efficient use of my time, and once those are done, I'll pack them up, bring them along with me, and get out on the water. So that task is now done. I am just about packed up, ready to go. I just need to put the final touches on, pack up my fish, and get out on the water after loading the canoe. I see there's a little bit of a north breeze rolling in, and I don't want to have to fight that all the way up the lake, so the sooner I can get out there, the better. And we're off. This looks like a good spot to take a water break. And we're over. Finding a little bit of mint here. As always, got to be the opportunist. Gather what you can while you have the chance, because I'm leaving the bush tomorrow and I will have to pay for my mint from now on. Don't want to do that. I'm going to be keeping my eyes peeled for any more of that. The mint is easier to spot this time of year because it's got the purple flowers coming from the base of the leaves there. was able to see it from the water when it was on shore. So we got a nice little collection here of mint. Now that that's accomplished, on with the adventure. Here's our portage. We're gonna pull out here, have some lunch, and then carry over to the next lake. I've just pulled up at the portage here. I've got all my gear out of the water, and I'm taking some time to rest before I portage and move on to the next stage. It's been a good morning so far. I had a successful packing up of camp while I cooked some fish, got out on the water mid-morning, had a good paddle. It's definitely a good idea for me to take a break now because I'm paddling further than I normally would, and the portage is going to be quite strenuous for me. I've thought about it. I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to quadruple portage this, just with the amount of gear that I have and no other helping hands. So yeah, definitely a good idea for me to take a little while, get some water in me, get some food in me, and rest before I try to complete the portage. So I've done exactly that. I've got my things laid out to dry that got wet in the creek. I've got my lunch of fish, cattail rhizomes, and some daisies that I gathered. Roy's resting in the shade with a bowl of water. And I am taking the opportunity to dry out the mint that I gathered. Just have my clothes hanging up there and my shoes out to dry. I'm thinking that I will probably make it to the end of the portage and make camp there, just because I don't have a whole lot further to go, and by the time I get done with the portage, it'll be a pretty good effort for me. It'll be into the afternoon and I'll need to set up camp and rest. I also haven't forgot about the rosy dawn that we had. The old saying, red sky in the morning, sailors take warning. That wasn't quite red like I've seen some mornings, but it was still a bit red. So I'm keeping my eyes to the skies and being aware of that. If things turn nasty, I definitely will want to have a shelter to shelter in. But for now, I'm going to take a few minutes, sit down by the creek and just enjoy. This is the life. Good boy. Okay, let's go. I can tell you one thing for sure. My leg strength is not what it once was. Taking the heaviest pack first to get it out of the way while I'm fresh. And I can feel it already. Definitely notice substantial muscle wastage looking at my thighs. I used to have muscular thighs, now I've got little chicken legs. No drumsticks. And here we go. You see a lake? on down, ready to go. Alright, here's one of the tricky parts. Three-point turn. And we're off to the races. Now the canoe that I have for this trip is a 15-foot Scott Prospector made of Kevlar. It weighs 52 pounds. It's a good size for me for soloing. Holds enough gear. Yeah, it's not so big that it's unwieldy. The Kevlar is an excellent material. It's durable and lightweight. I don't know if I'd take this canoe down white water, but it does stand up to more abuse than something like an ultralight. Which is good because my gear tends to get hard wear for some reason. And under normal circumstances, I would have no trouble taking this over a rather significant portage. We're on the final stretch. Down to the second last trip. So this one has the 30-liter food barrel, which holds mostly the food that I brought for me. The safety net of 10 kilograms of rice and a few things of canned food left, which I haven't touched since like day 4 or 6 or something like that. And then I've got my rifle, a little Kui bolt action 22, which I haven't used since the season closed June 15th. I got one red-winged blackbird with this. And then there's my longbow, which I didn't get out to shoot once. Did act as a ridge pole for my shelter though, but this is the trip dedicated to marginally useful items that haven't been used. Couple of grouse. I was wondering if I might see some around here. That answers that question. Here we go, last load. We got Roy's food. I've also got my high-tech gear to film the whole adventure, and the last of my fruit. And we're off. Alright, so here is the last of it. And we have officially relocated from my island site to tonight's site. And it has been a tiring but successful day so far. So this is going to be where I stay tonight. To try and go any further than this would be unwise. This is a reasonable spot, and I don't expect to find anything better. I also happen to know, in terms of where I'm being picked up, it's just across the lake. So that's going to be a short paddle tomorrow, and then I'm at my pickup spot. So there's really no better option than right here. At this point, I'm tired, I'm thirsty, I'm hungry, so I'm going to be hydrating, dipping into my rhizome rations for the day, and having a nap. The weather is looking pretty nice, so I'm going to take a little bit of a risk. I'm not setting any shelter up. If necessary, I can crawl into my canoe if rain does roll in. Roy and I just woke up from a glorious 2.5 hour nap, and now it is dinner time. So I'm having that fish that I cooked this morning, a healthy helping of Indian pipe, and a few cattail rhizomes. I still have a bag of cattail rhizomes, cattail shoots, and Indian pipe that I'm saving for tomorrow. This is my last dinner of the trip, so I just need to worry about breakfast and lunch tomorrow. Here's my shelter for the night. I've stood my canoe on its side between some trees here so that it acts as a windbreak. I was originally thinking I might just put a tarp on the ground and go like that, but I had a cold breeze roll in off the lake while I was eating dinner, and it got me chilled, so I definitely thought that having the canoe there is a good idea. Now I have the tarp simply as a ground sheet right now. I'm going to leave that as an open concept shelter right now, and if it looks like we might get rain or if it gets really cold, I'll take these rocks off the corners and I can pull this out and then anchor these rocks out here so that I have an overhang that would keep me dry and warm. And this, fingers crossed, should serve me well for the night. And it will give me a wonderful view of the stars on my last night out here. And I'm really looking forward to that. And on that note, Roy and I are going to now go for a walk, and I know he's been looking forward to that. Look what I just found on the ground by the creek back there. Now, either someone was by here recently, well, someone had to have been by here recently. This is a fresh apple. Either they dropped their lunch, or else they're baiting bears around here, and this fell out of their container of bait. Either way, I snatched it up. Thank you very much. I will not let that go to waste. I couldn't help but take a few bites. I should save the whole thing for breakfast tomorrow, but I couldn't help myself, like I said. So this will be a good start to my breakfast tomorrow, and a very welcome find on my part for someone who has not had much in the way of fresh fruit. Those berries are small and they don't go very far. Finding some more natural forage here. A recent staple vegetable, Indian pipe. Grab some of that for lunch tomorrow.